Okay, perfect. So let's quickly recall what we have learned so far. Okay. So we started learning what is a subdomain. Okay. What is a main domain? Then what is subdomain? The subdomain is basically the subpart of main domain, just like mail.google.com or blog.google.com. So it is created for specific purpose. Okay. When we started seeing what is subdomain enumeration, how you can get multiple subdomains, or you can get the list of subdomains that are associated with any specific target for the reconnaissance purpose. So in which we started learning the first technique, which is called as passive subdomain enumeration. Passive subdomain enumeration is a technique in which data is collected from online data sources. Here, there's no direct interaction with the target. Okay, this is less accurate because the data is not the real time data. So that's the reason the accuracy is less. Okay, and speed is very fast. As this data is pre-crawled and this is already present with the online data sources, this data is very fast. You can fetch this data very fast. Okay, and there's one more thing. As there's no direct interaction with this with the target, uh, no SOC alert gets generated for this one. Okay, so there is no chances of any SOC alert that gets generated. So I'll just add that point here. Okay, so again, let's recall, it collects the data from online data sources. There's no direct interaction with the target. As a result, no SOC alert gets generated. Okay, and less accurate because this data gets crawled, after certain interval of time or after certain after certain days, and there can be a case where the subdomains that are created or deleted will will be missed. Okay, we'll see this how it exactly is. And speed is very fast as the data is getting collected from online data sources. Speed is really fast. Okay, so various tools are there which you can use. Okay, like Shodan is there, Subfinder C99, Amas, Sublister 3, our Find Domain is there, Subfinder is there. Okay, so we started learning the tool Subfinder. We did the installation of Subfinder. Okay, we did it using the git clone method. Okay, you can also directly install it from repository, the apt. Okay, so this is the process of installing Subfinder. Then we studied several commands of Subfinder. The first command was to check the version of Subfinder. In order to check the version of Subfinder, the command is Subfinder space hyphen version. Okay, it gives you the version. In case your version is not the latest one and you want to update your Subfinder, this is the command sudo subfinder -up, which helps you update Subfinder. Then, if you want to check all the list of data sources from which Subfinder collects the information, you can use the command subfinder-ls, which will give you all the list of online data sources. Okay. Then, if you want to perform any subdomain enumeration on a single target, you can pass the target using -d flag. So the command will become subfinder -d target.com. Then performing passive subdomain enumeration on a list of targets. So if you want to pass a list of targets directly to a text file, you can pass it using the -dl flag. So the -dl flag stands for domain list. So subfinder -domain list, and you pass the domain list or the target list .txt to subfinder. It takes the text file and does a subdomain enumeration in a linear approach. In the linear approach, it collects all the subdomains and displays it on your screen. After that, if you want to save the results to a text file, You can use multiple ways, but two of them which we have seen is -o flag. So you specify -o, the hyphen small o, and the file name in which you want to save the result. So the subfinder will save all the results to that text. Then pipe T. You can also use pipe T to save the results. Okay. And there are two more methods, which is like this one. You can use these operators to save the files as well, to append the data and to just overwrite the data. Then subfinder-dl targets.txt, passing a targets.txt file and saving the results to the other text file is what we learned at the last. Okay. So there were a lot of questions on sixth and seventh one yesterday. And I'm going to explain this one more time, the sixth and seventh step, because a lot of people wanted to revise it again. So
Yes,
let's
6 and
quickly
7.
do that.
Yes.
Yes. So how to save the results to a text file? Okay. So there are, the two ways we have learners to save the results to text file is -o flag. So let me navigate to. Okay, here we have targets.txt file. Now, whatever results we get, I want to save it to a text file. Okay, I want to save the results for further analysis. So what I will do is I'll use subfinder -d capital L targets.txt and -o in which and the name of file in which I want to save the results. So let's say results2.txt, and I will hit enter. So the results will get saved in this file, which is result2.txt. Okay. We can also open that file once the results are saved. In the meanwhile, I'll also check Linux. I've reinstalled it. Okay, let the result come. I'll just explain. So subfinder-dl takes the target list from this targets.txt file and gives it to subfinder. Subfinder does the subdomain enumeration, and then the -o flag saves the results to this text. So all the results will be saved to this text. Okay, that is what we are achieving from both of this one. Okay, so here sixth we are doing it for a single target, and this we are doing it for a multiple targets. Okay, so that's the only difference between sixth and seven, and this is what we are doing. So we're just trying to save all our results to a text file, and that's it. So if you guys have any questions around it, please let me know. And okay, this is getting completed, so I'll show you once it is saved. Okay, the results are saved. Now uh let's open it in text editor. Open results2.txt. Now if you see all these results, whatever we have, did the enumeration on, are saved in the file. Okay, in a text file. And this I have opened it in a text editor. Okay. So here, all this are saved. So that is the purpose of sixth and seventh one. So yes, over to you for any queries or any, challenges you're facing.
I have a question.
Mhm. Go ahead.
When we enter the command subfinder space -dl targets.txt space -o, and the name of like whatever we want to save it. Like, do we need to
Mhm.
have that file already created, or it will just
No.
create?
If the file is there, it will write the data to that particular file,
Mhm.
okay, by clearing all the previous data. If the file is not there, it will create a file.
Okay, got it.
Yes, so that's that will not matter if the file there's a file or there is not file.
But we
Same
create
goes
the
with
original
Python.
file, txt with nano command, right? And put the data in it, right?
Targets. Yes,
Yes.
target file you have to have it. Okay,
Yes.
so
And the
that is
other one
something,
automatically copies it. Okay.
yes, automatically gets created.
And it gets created in the same folder as targets.txt, is that?
It gets created the same directly where you are executing the command. Now, if I'm at here and if I do pwd, so it gets created under this folder. So this is my path, my present directory. So under this one, the file will get created where I am exactly. So
Hmm.
that place.
And as we see it with ls command, it's right there.
Yes, you can see with ls command.
Mhm. Result2.txt and target.txt.
Perfect. So yes.
And
Now
same way
let's
we have to remove it with the same command if you have to remove anything, right?
no remove. We have for remove we have seen we have studied the command rm-rf to
Yeah.
remove a text file. So if you want to
Text.
remove anything, you
Okay,
can do
perfect.
it. Delete
Thank
it
you.
this way. So, thank you. Perfect. So I believe everyone has completed the task now. So let's start learning something called as active subdomain enumeration. So active subdomain enumeration is completely drastic or like opposite of what passive subdomain enumeration is. Here, there is active interaction with the target. The target is actively interacted, and that's the reason if you are doing any active subdomain enumeration, you have to be very careful. You do not brute force anything. Okay, so you have to make sure that you have permission to perform active subdomain enumeration before doing it. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste this. I'm going to change this. So collects the data. Here we have direct interaction with the target. SOC alerts can get generated. Highly accurate. Or I'll say accurate. Speed is slow. Okay. So here the data is directly collected by connecting with that particular target by interacting with the target. Okay. So let me focus. Okay. Now let's say you are given a task to perform or to find subdomains by directly interacting with the target. So you have to directly interact with a target, let's say google.com. Okay. And you have to find all the subdomains associated with it, but you have to interact with google.com. Okay, not a Google search, not nothing, data collection from Subfinder or anything else. You have to interact with Google. So how are you going to do that? Any guesses? No guesses? Okay. So this can be done. So what you can do is you can just type blog.google.com. And yes, this is a valid subdomain. Now instead of blog, you will do dev.google.com. Is this a valid site? No, this is not a valid site. Then you are going to change this dev to mail.google.com. Okay. It is also not. It is Gmail actually. No, mail.google.com is a valid one.
At the end.
Yes, mail.google.com is a valid subdomain. It will redirect to the Gmail service. Okay. So now this way you keep on checking for it, and then write all the list that are correct, that are a valid subdomain. You save it to a text file. So that is how you do active subdomain enumeration. Okay, on any specific target. So in order to do this, this can be achieved using certain scripts. So you can also use a Python script for it, or there are few tools in market. Okay.